Hi, how's everybody doing? We are on chapter 9. I just want to explain a few things to make it easier for you to understand and to be able to answer questions. And we are almost done. We have one more chapter after this. All right, so you guys should be excited. You've done a good job. So we're talking about e-commerce. E-commerce just means shopping online. All right, doing business online. Not necessarily doing the entire business online, but it is a subset of the business that you do online, like which is only buying and selling. You know that business involves what so many things, right? With the production, with operations, with strategizing, human resource management, and all these things. That is why we don't call it e business, but we only call it e-commerce. To identify only that aspect, that is the buying and selling aspect of business, right? Yep. So e-commerce again is just shopping online, buying your stuff online. Everybody does it these days, right? There are different categories. We have um, business to consumers, where business are selling to consumers, right? So B2C. Then we have business to business. Other businesses are selling to other businesses. We have consumer to consumer, where as a consumer I have something and then I put on what, Craigslist or eBay. So they have third party sites that enable this to happen, right? We all know these things. We also have there's a new stuff. It's not new. It's e-government, where governments sells to what businesses. They make you do your transactions. Um, so it's, so it's government to business, government to citizens, and then government to government. All right. This is these are the categories that we have. So I just want to make sure of one thing. So the E that is there means what? Electronic. So electronic commerce, electronic buying and selling, or just shopping online. Period. So those are the categories. We also have a subset of e-commerce, which is mobile commerce. So you can also do those things online, of course, with the smartphone. So there are certain businesses that allow you to be able to shop online, right? Such as what, Amazon, eBay, Apple, Burberry, John Lewis. But there are limitations with the m-commerce because of the smaller screen. So as a business provider, you got to be able to do this interface very well so customers can be able to see everything. Sometimes you still miss out. And then also with e-commerce, it could be what, easily you can easily lose your cell phone, right? But then when you put, yep, you can easily use your cell phone. So that is a limitation with mobile commerce. All right. So B2B, which is business to business, actually is very lucrative, right? Is the estimated amount of business that is done between businesses is 1.8 trillion by in 2023. Granger, they do business to business. They sell to businesses. There are other manufacturing companies too that also sell to businesses, right? So they deal with they distribute um, products for facilities maintenance, for repair, and operations. Um, they serve about 1.5 million. So people. They also have Granger mobile apps, right, to make it easy. When it comes to business to consumers, of course, the leader is Amazon. Business to consumers, B2C, generate about what, $6 trillion every year in 2024. That's what happened. And then we also have consumer to consumer, which I just mentioned, which is facilitated by what, Craigslist, Etsy, Facebook, and all that. So that is one consumer, a private person selling their stuff. I sold my car on Craigslist. You can also do whatever you want to do on Craigslist. So the reasons could include what? Why do people shop online? Because they do have what, variety of products, right? They see a variety of products. They are able to get the product specifications and everything, right? And choose whatever they want. It is also cheaper, right? It is also cheaper online, which I don't think is that cheaper, because you still have to ship it. You can also access, and you can also personalize your product. Nike allows you to do that. So Nike by You, it's called Nike by You. It allows you to customize your product, so the businesses use that because they know they can reach out to so many people, right? So e-government is government. We also have what, government to citizens, government to business, and government to governments. All right. So government to citizens allow you to do all your driving license renewal, your purchasing of a new tag, your taxes, your online students loan. All right. And then government to business, it allows businesses to be able to bid for government contracts to, let's say, go do some construction work, right? And also, if you log into usa.gov/business, it allows you to know what you call it, the laws and regulations, and also to download what relevant forms needed to comply with federal government for your business. Then you also have government to government. This is more or less on a local level, local government reporting, providing data to federal government or other. So it's very, so your state government is doing that, or your county, some stuff that, your county police services, they got to report it to the FBI database, or report your information to what, Social Security Administration and all that, your birth certificate, arrest warrants, and so on and so forth, right? Where else? So there are advantages of e-commerce. What are these advantages, which I've mentioned, but I've mentioned some, so we got to go more into details. Of course, you reach new customers, right? There's customers who are living in remote areas and stuff. They cannot travel all the way to the mall just to buy a few things. Sometimes it's not worth it, so they'll rather shop online. You also, as a business, so you reach out to new customers and also to more customers, right? And also, you're able to reduce cost, because if you build a building, you paying for the overhead, you paying what, monthly bills to the landlord, you paying for what, electricity. With online, you don't need this brick and mortar buildings. All you need is probably a storage place, right? And then get the products shipped out to people. You charge shipping fees and stuff. It's also online shopping is also what, faster, all right? Because customers can quickly get customize and place their orders. They don't come to the store and walk around and all that. Increased accuracy, by enabling buyers to enter their own product specifications and order information directly. Human data entry error is avoided, right? So the people who are buying it, they are able to provide all the information. So somebody else, some customer service rep, wouldn't get your name wrong like they do mine all the time. I said my name is Samuel Bonsu. What do they do? And they spell it wrongly. Then I got to correct it. Then I got to show them my ID. All right. Part of the supplier is eliminated, right? And order accuracy is important. No matter what the product is. If you order Domino's pizza, you want certain things on it. Some of these people don't hear what you're saying very well, right? They mess up your order at a drive-through. There's also improved customer service, all right? As you are able to accurately point out what you want, and it's going to be delivered to you to the right address, and they have your right telephone number. Nobody's messing up, so that improves the entire customer service relations or experience, right? So there are multi-stage model for e-commerce. A successful e-commerce system must address the many stages that consumers experience in a sale life cycle. Number one, users' ability to reach for and identify items for sale. So your website got to be able to provide that, right, easily. As soon as they click it, they get a lot of information. Your website is beautiful, right? They select those items and negotiate the prices. Most of the time, you don't even get a chance to negotiate prices, but you select items that are, meet your price requirement. And then 3, terms of payment. 4, delivery date. You get a delivery date. 5, send an order to the vendor to purchase the item. 6, pay for the product or service. 7, obtain product delivery. 8, receive after sales support, right? So these things happen with tangible products and also intangible, which is more or less the electronic one in this case. So we're talking about download maybe somebody's software, download software, or streaming, or TV, streaming services and all that, right? So these are the multi-stage model for e-commerce, all right? It is in your PowerPoint. So there are challenges in e-commerce. There are challenges doing business online. Number 1 is dealing with consumer privacy concerns. Number 2 is overcoming consumers' lack of trust. And number 3 is overcoming global issues, right? Most people shop online. 2/3 of Americans shop online. But 1/3 also don't because they have trust issues. I, for one, do have some trust issues. Because I think that, I could be hacked if I provide, and I've been hacked before, unfortunately. Facebook had 50 million people information hacked, all right, in 2018. Under Armour also, there was a breach in Under Armour which affected about 150 million customers. So these people can steal your identity, right? Identity theft can happen. In order to address customer privacy concerns, companies looking to do business online must invest in the latest security technology and employ highly trained security experts to protect their consumers' data. So this goes on a lot. Can we eliminate hacking? This is the downside of technology, and stealing happens. We hoping to live in a community where nobody's gonna steal, right? Number 2, overcoming consumers' lack of trust. Okay, that can so make sure you purchase what from legitimate businesses. And as a business, if you're the business, make sure your business is legit. That when customers make an order, right, you provide exactly what they ordered, right? Don't change the color. Make sure that things don't get delivered damaged. Stuff, even if it's damaged, you can replace it. You know, to avoid all these problems, go to businesses that have the Better Business Bureau online logo on their website, or also Trustee, right? So, and again, only buy from what? Trusted sites. Review their return policy and stuff, so you feel comfortable with it. Um, I only shop from Amazon because I trust them. I don't go to other places because I just don't trust them. All right. Determine what a website policy is for return of your products. Be wary of if you must enter your personal information. The only thing that is supposed to take from you is what your name, your credit card number, your address, and your telephone number. Now, if they're asking you for your bank account information, nope. They're asking you for your social security. If you're asking you for your maiden name, your mother's maiden name, and all that, they're trying to hack you. They are trying to steal from you. So don't do that. When you open the web page where you enter your credit card information or your personal data, make sure that the web address begins with what? HTTP. Make sure the web address begins with HTTP, and check to see a locked padlock icon, that appears in the address bar. Okay, that means that it is a secured site. Before you download any music, change your browser's advanced settings to disable access to all to all computer areas that contain your personal information, right? All right, and also consider using virtual credit cards, which expires after one use. So even if you get hacked, they still don't have any money on your credit card, right? All right, so how do you overcome global issues? Of course, there are what? Cultural problems. All right, what is culture? The beliefs, the attitudes, and the values held by a group of people. Basically, the simple definition is the way of life of a group of people. So some people don't like marijuana, they don't like alcohol in their community, they don't like certain symbols, right? So make sure that your website, when you're doing business in that area, or when you're doing business at all, you got to be got a website that is attractive to everybody so that you don't lose out on certain customers. And also there's language barrier because you don't know who's buying your products. So you got to be able to translate any language. If you're an American company doing business in China, you should allow them to be able to read whatever you are selling in Chinese, right? There's also what time and distance challenge, which makes it difficult to have customer service rep. So if you are really serious on your business, what do? You got to provide 24-hour service. Yep. Verizon, they do that. I don't know if they still do that or not. And also, you got to provide infrastructure support. They have the hardware and the software that supports all kind of customer devices, right? They all kind of, maybe the customers have cell phones, customers have so many things. They should still be able to have access to your business. There's also what the challenge with currency. You can't say that, oh, I'm only accepting dollars. You should be able to accept other currencies, and and then transfer it to your currency. There are also challenges with knowing what the state and regional laws, national laws, right? All these things. Yep. So all these things you have to be aware of. So the next topic is how to increase traffic to your website. Register a domain name that is relevant to your website, to your business. Tell them exactly what your business is, so as soon as they click it, they know what it's about. Oh, this is fast sandwich shop, which sells fresh sandwiches. All right, it's just accurate, right? So no confusion about what is he doing, what is this website about, and let it be attractive, right? Make sure your site search engine friendly by making it easily searchable. Okay, there are things that you can do to make it easily searchable, so people just click something and they're looking for something else, and then your site comes up immediately. So yep. So, and also use website traffic data analysis software to attract additional customers and customize the user's experience in the website so that it supports the user's personal experience, right? Website operators must constantly monitor the traffic and response time associated with their sites and adjust website content, software, databases, and hardware to ensure that visitors have a good experience with their visit. You don't want any jams, you don't want any locks, you don't want any traffic shutting down your site. So the more the traffic, the more you improve your software and hardware, so that you don't go offline. Website operators must also continually be alert of new trends and developments, right, in the area. Maybe these guys now, they want their food a certain way. They like raspberry, some drinks better. You got to know that you have to know the social cultural trends, right? Things change according to what demographics. The young guys need something else, a certain style that they want, of their shirts and their pants and stuff. So you have to be able to know these trends and provide what accordingly, right? So electronic payment systems are also a key component of e-commerce infrastructure, right? A digital certificate is an attachment to an email message or data embedded in a web page that verifies the identity of a sender or website. We have what we call the transport layer security communications protocol, right? The transport layer is a cryptographic protocol that establishes an encrypted, authenticated, and tamper-proof communication. This is mainly what for your credit card, so you know that when you're doing a transaction, like, nobody can hack it. Nobody can hack it. So it's between you, your bank, and the merchant that you're buying a product for. So it is very encrypted and is encoded so that no other person can be able to hack that information after you bought the product and then they using your credit card for something else. No, that shouldn't happen. So TLC, which is what transport layer security, generates unique session key to encrypt and decrypt your credit card information, ensuring that it is unreadable by anybody. So just you. So feel comfortable using your credit card, and also applies to debit card and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is in short e-commerce, which is online buying and selling. All right. So until next time, I'm gonna ask you a few questions. Until next time, we are gonna go on to chapter 10, and stay blessed. All right. Bye bye.